Henry G. Greer was verbally, emotionally, mentally abusive and had sex with me when I did not and could not consent. There's an accusation against Syndicate as well. There have been recent accusations that some of the sexual conduct, slipping a condom off, is or isn't rape. Like, maybe, maybe not. But that's regardless of what the fuck you call it. That's like one of the most disgusting, horrible fucking things you can do to somebody.
He grabbed me by the ankles and pulled me. And I tried crawling away, saying no, please no. Just begging him not to. But he wouldn't let go of my ankles, and he kept pulling me across the bed. And he told me to be quiet and just take it.
This is one of my early interactions that I had where I considered my actions I thought were irresponsible, but then I look back and I kind of think back and forth. So I was troubled women, I preyed on them, I sexually hit on them, I pressured them into sex, I got too drunk, I did all manner of dumb things. I'm leaving OP group, I stand up for equality, fairness, and doing the right thing. I've made my career trying to propagate good vibes in gaming. Put in my 30 days notice we're leaving OPG. My ex, Henry G. Greer, was verbally, emotionally, mentally abusive and had sex with me when I did not and could not consent. Okay. I'm not. Oh my god. I'm writing this because women, especially vulnerable women, deserve the right to avoid dating and assisting someone who has a very recent past of being abusive. On New Year's Eve this year, after spending the first part with friends, I went to go see Henry. Uber shows I arrive about 1:30 a.m. We smoke weed. I'll be honest, I'm not great with bongs if you really smoke weed. And I've not always been smart at inhaling the right amount. Henry right away points out that I have done too much at once. He knows because he's aware of how much I can do from previous experience. He is correct. I start to feel bad. I get spinning vertigo when I'm too high and I feel anxious, disconnected, and otherwise feel awful. I'm not fully cognizant by any stretch. This effect takes a few hours to wear off on average. I tell him I'm not interested in having sex because I'm too high. After a short period, he gets frustrated and ignores this. He initiates oral sex on me. I couldn't even tell you how long this lasted. It could have been 5 minutes or 20. I felt next to nothing. My focus only on trying to feel okay because the room is... The pain shocked me about it. He was clearly not ready for sex. Okay, this sounds worse. This message looks really dumb, but the to it longer makes it sound a little bit worse, or a lot of it worse. If you ever want to have sex on drugs, you have to talk about that before you actually get fucking high. That's really important. Also, I don't know if this counts as a hot take or not. I haven't done too many drugs. I don't know if I've done more than average yet or not, but like, I don't think I have ever taken a drug. Ooh, I say this very cautiously because maybe there are some that are like this, but I don't think I've ever taken a drug that has made it so that I want to disrespect somebody else's boundary. I don't think I've ever had that before. Even for like touching somebody's hand or leg or something on MDMA, like I'm still like usually asking permission, or if I get like super drunk, I'm usually like kind of trying to be aware if the other person is okay or not. Except when it comes to booby grabs, I guess. GHP apparently does that. There might be some drugs that fuck with that really hardcore. What about alcohol? I don't think so, not generally. I don't feel like I could rape somebody on alcohol. A lot of people think that talking about stuff beforehand is not sexy, but it is, and learning about a person's personal boundaries is intimate, really. Yeah, I never bought that. I think it's so stupid. Oh yeah, I remember asking Becca if I could touch her. And that was when I was like fucking, that was on 10.5 grams of mushrooms. Those are psychedelics, so maybe it's different. But yeah, I don't know. There might be some drugs that make you want to rape somebody, but I just don't have as much experience with them, I guess. It's the good part about mushrooms, the trip itself, the euphoria you get afterwards. I don't know, it's totally different. I can't explain it. Go try some yourself. It's weird how the potency in mushrooms can vary so much. I've taken 79 grams and not had super crazy intense ego death like use it. Really? Dried or wet? Because I've heard that like, I've heard that most mushrooms are like pretty or not ethical, I'm sorry, are pretty potent. There's an accusation against Syndicate as well. Seeing so many brave women come forward with their stories, I finally realized my own story of sexual abuse that I'd long passed off as him just being a dick. Oh god, was this the one that the offline TV people were fighting with? Oh man.
I actually just now, yesterday, having seen so many people come out about their situations, realized that I too have a situation.
His response on Twitter. Uh-oh, hold on. I just don't know what to say with all these allegations being made against me. I'm in actual shock. I seriously am honored to every single thing that's being said. I will be making a statement regarding all the false allegations in the following days. Okay, clip this, okay? I don't know why people need days to do this. There have been recent accusations that some of the sexual conduct I've been involved in recently, I've been involved in, has been non-consensual. Let me be the first to say that I truly apologize if any of it seemed to be not fun. We'll reword this later. There's something else we're doing. At the time, my understanding was that everything was consensual and that everyone was cool with what was going on. In the future, I'll do better to listen to... Well, we don't want to admit any wrongs, right? I hope we can put this shit behind us. Or some shit. There's some dumb shit like this, but it's basically like every like of all of these apologies, like, hey man, I thought it was cool at the time. Sorry if you don't feel that way. Talk to you later, bitch. Like that's like every single consent. Oh, consensual? Is this wrong? I don't know. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. This is literally every single apology. I don't know why they need a day to write it. This is literally every single apology. Mark my words, when he comes out with his apology, it's going to be something like this. My understanding at the time was that everything was consensual. I'm incredibly sorry if you don't have that feeling now. Good luck going forward. That's basically how Chris D'Elia responds to his allegations. I know I have said and done things that might have offended people during my career, but I've never knowingly pursued any underage women. Oh, there's that. All my relationships have been both legal and consensual, and I've never met or exchanged any inappropriate photos with people who tweeted about me. That being said, I really am truly sorry. I was a dumb guy who absolutely let myself get caught up in my lifestyle. It's my own fault. I've been reflecting on this for some time, and I promise I'll continue to do better. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah, okay. It's basically all you need, yeah?
A second. How did it come out? Like, how did they...
The boy's mother ended up finding it.
Finding it? What do you mean? The Snapchat goes away, right? How they...
He probably saved it. You can screen record, take screenshots.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes.
What? He was cold DMing 17-year-old girls when you're famous. Why? At the very least, is there that much of a difference between like a 17-year-old girl and a 19-year-old girl? Why not just go for the 19-year-old girls? What the fuck is wrong with you? He's a pedophile? Well, clearly not, because then he'd be messaging 9-year-old girls. Like, if you can fuck a 17-year-old girl, you could probably just fuck an 18 or 19-year-old girl. Now, if he was like DMing like 6-year-olds, like, okay, I get you at least. You're a pedophile, okay? There is no substitute for you, okay? But when you're fucking messaging 17-year-olds, it's like you're like, man, dude, I'm just really turned on. Like, I really don't want to fuck a kid, but I'm really turned on the idea of going to jail if I get caught fucking somebody. This is the best compromise I can come up with. Like, Jesus.
And I've always been a very strong person, and I never thought this happened to me. And that this time that I'm going to explain, and this thing and this person I'm going to explain to you about is, I passed it off as them just being a shitty person, and because of their power and their position, I tried to maintain, you know, a friendly relationship with them until one day I just like cut them off and was like, I'm fucking done with this. And I'm actually terrified to say who it is because of their power. When I did cut them off originally, I stopped working with his company. I mean, it's like a company that he's a big investor in. And I don't mind that. It makes sense not to want to be like around him anymore. But
God, she's teasing it out so well. Oh my God. He's got a big investor, or he's a big investor. He owns a company. Very powerful man. Tune in at 6 tonight, and I'll talk to you about it.
I worry about him trying to come after me because of me outing this. And I know multiple people will corroborate it, but one of them who was there and like knows
Shut the
and was
fuck
there
up,
in the
Movement,
morning
alright? It's a stupid
to
fucking
take me to go
meme.
get Plan
Hi.
B. Works for him, and while she and I, our friends were not very close, and I'm worried that she won't speak up because it's her job, and it's a conflict there. There are other people who don't directly work for him who can corroborate this.
Do you want to do rape accusation reviews? There are 2 more today. Another one against Syndicate too. Wait, the one against Syndicate we're watching right now, or there's another one against Syndicate?
I'm not doing this for attention. I can already see the like incels online trying to like come at me like they always do. I don't care if anybody watches me after this. I know that he's done this kind of stuff to other people. I know a girl, and I'm not going to mention her name unless she wants to come forward. Because she and I were almost in a situation with him together.
Oh, I didn't mean to eat that.
But
Almost in a situation together. Whoa.
I asked people too, just to make sure. I said, so when you have sex with somebody, at first it's consensual, and then they lie about having
Shut the
condoms,
fuck up,
and
Movement,
then
alright?
they
It's a
hold you
stupid
down
fucking meme.
to
Key rape
come
alert.
inside you without your consent on purpose, forcing you to take Plan B, which they knew, and you have told them, I mean, you know, they knew gives you extreme side effects and that you avoid using, and that's why you use condoms or other methods of birth control. And overwhelmingly, the response has been that it's rape. And I never in my life thought that it was rape, and I knew that for other people, that same kind of situation would be considered rape. But I never thought it was for myself, and I just kind of like chalked it up to them being like...
Okay, I'm about to go. Hold on. Okay. Do you ever get this weird feeling that, like... I don't know how to parse this, okay? I don't know how to understand. This might be just... my humanity is gone and I don't understand, okay? Do you ever get this feeling that somebody does something and it's wrong, you should be upset about it, or somebody should be upset about it?
Shut the fuck up, Movement, alright? It's a stupid fucking meme.
Drop the nuclear take.
The person seems to not care, but then when they learn, like, a certain word for it, now it's, like, a really big deal. Like, I don't know if I would say that, like, slipping a condom off is or isn't rape. Like, maybe, maybe not. But that's, regardless of what the fuck you call it, that's, like, one of the most disgusting, horrible fucking things you can do to somebody. Like, I don't understand why you would be chill with it, and then later on you feel like, oh, wait, that counts as rape. Now I'm super upset. Like, what the fuck? Like, somebody, first of all, also, okay, Plan B is almost always, like, a really harsh thing for your body. It's like a, well, my understanding is that it can be like a period times like 50. Like my understanding is there is no easy like Plan B, like you pop it and it's chill. Like Plan B is generally like a pretty harsh experience for the woman. Stealthing somebody, right, or slipping off a condom or lying about it, fucking somebody is one thing. Coming inside of them, okay, holy shit, after you, like, what the fuck? This is wrong on so many different levels, right? Like, and to be like, well, I don't know if it's right, I don't know if it's wrong, blah, 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 whatever. And then to be okay with it. And then someone say, well, actually, that counts as rape. And then now you're like, oh my God, wait, holy shit, that is rape. That's so wrong. It's like, is that what you needed? You just needed to hear the word? Like, how the fuck were you okay with this? How in the fuck were you okay with this? But then it was just, when the word comes out, now when they're like, it's rape, it's like, oh shit, now it's a big deal. I don't understand. That blows my fucking mind. But yeah, I don't know. But, okay.
Kind of a dick, you know, and just not wanting to do anything with them anymore. But I even told them after the fact later on that it was really shitty what they did and that they put me through that. And they gave me kind of an empty apology. You know, we had to work together still for a little bit. But it's not okay, and it can't just be passed off as a mistake, and it was an accident when it wasn't. It was very intentional. But the person who did this to me is Syndicate. We were on Legends of Gaming together, and we were, you know, friends with benefits, and we were having relations It was a secret because, you know, not everybody needs to know about, you know, your private sexual life, but,
5
there
ocean
was a
crates.
time when I went to his place at night and,
I'm gonna cheat these guys.
you
I'm
know,
sorry.
I always made sure that we had condoms, and one night we
I
were
won't. Fuck
drinking,
it. I'm just gonna open them.
and he said he didn't have any,
Come on. Come on. Come on.
and I said,
No.
okay, we can only continue if you,
No,
you know,
come
if
on.
you pull out,
No.
because I don't take birth control because
No.
the hormones affect me, and
Oh.
he already knew that. They affect me really badly, and I told him that he had to do that, and when the time came, I was on top of him, and he was like saying that he was about to, and I was like, okay, I'm getting off. I'm gonna get off of you. And he held me down, physically forced me down, and so that I could not get off of him. And I smacked him, and I said, no, stop. And I got off of him, finally, when he let me go, and I immediately went to go, you know, clean myself up in the bathroom, and then I found condoms in there, and I was like, what the fuck, you lied about this? And then the next morning, a woman who works for him, and I don't want to, you probably know who it is, but, you know, I really hope that if somebody asks, I gotta start this over. Right. No, I'm just gonna keep going.
Wait, there should be
I
a
hope that
lava charm and
those
water
who
boats, right?
know
Shut the fuck up, Mutant, alright? It's a stupid
stop
fucking
protecting
meme.
him. I'm not trying to, like, ruin his life or anything. I just don't want him to treat anybody else like this. And I know that he's
Oh,
done it for a
obsidian
long
water
time.
walking
And he
boots.
gets away with it because of his money and power. A woman that works for him in this company, 3 Black Dot, picked me up and him, because we had to shoot the next day for Legends of Gaming, like one final shot. And, she took me to the pharmacy to get the Plan B. He stayed in the car. I was pretty distraught that morning and like hungover also because we'd been drinking, and it was awful. And I don't take hormones to begin with because it really adversely affects me. So after I took it, you know, I had plans to like be alone and lock myself in my room because I'm just crying uncontrollably all of the time because of it. And we had to film like an extra shot that we needed to make up for Legends of Gaming. And when I went to the studio to do that, a lot of the other cast members like, is she okay? Like, are you okay? And I was just like uncontrollably crying because of the hormones, and I couldn't handle it. And I know, you know, me and her aren't friends anymore, but May knew about it, and she talked to me in the bathroom, and she tried to console me, but she knew the whole story. I told her about it. Because of his position in power, I continued to like, I saw him just a little bit longer, but I told him, like, you have to use a condom. And then when I realized it just was not working out between us in a friends with benefits even way, and then shit was just getting bad, I cut it off, and I tried to maintain, like, friendship and be cordial because of his position and power again. And then one day I just was like, no, fuck this. And I blocked him, and I moved on. And
Oh,
I stopped
weather
talking to
radio.
him altogether.
Just
Avoiding
one
him.
more.
I started avoiding him at all costs.
One more object.
And I am worried that he's going to try to come after me because I'm saying this. But it's all true. I literally I've talked to other friends about it. I chalked it up to him being just a dick. Never thought of it as rape until I've seen all these other women come forward and say their stories, and then other people telling me, no, that's rape. Please don't hurt any other people. I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. It's just shocking to me right now. That's it. I remember crying on the phone to my mom that weekend. I had to take the fucking Plan B because I was like, oh my god, why am I feeling like crazy right now because this person did this to me. And then I had to take this shit that makes me feel like... Dude, if you hear the stories about women, pregnancy, and the hormones that they get, that's how I get anytime I have to take any hormone. And so the fact that he knew that and did that to me was just really fucked up and shitty. And I did tell him it was fucked up and shitty, and yeah, I just know it's not enough. I definitely know that he's done shit to other people, and I'm not gonna tell their names, but like, if they want to come forward, then yeah. Thank you for listening. I really fucking hate that I'm even talking about this. But yeah. Listen to women. And just stop this shit. Seriously.
I'm sure a lot of you have seen the video that's been going around. And I don't want her to feel alone. Like how I felt alone. He would try to have quiet, and that I was supposed to like it this time.
Okay, this isn't a live stream. You can edit this shit out, alright?
Hard, I'm sorry. He was my first boyfriend. Trying so hard, I'm sorry. I met them when I was 18 years old.
Wait, who is it?
The first time things started happening, fuck.
Syndicate? Oh, okay.
The first time things started happening, he told me to be quiet and that I was supposed to like it. And so I thought he was right because I didn't know any better, because I had never dated someone before. He would try to have me be peer pressured into drinking, even though I was very adamant I didn't want to, because I had alcoholics in the family, and at the time it was really affecting my life. And I didn't want alcohol to be a part of my life, but he didn't care. He would just put drinks in front of me and demand for me to drink them. I just passed that off as like someone.
Why did you touch her
who really
chest
wanted
and
me
he
to
feels
drink.
weird,
I thought that was
man?
normal behavior.
Nice.
And then when I moved to LA,
Shut
and
the
people
fuck
were like,
up,
"Oh, do
Whitney,
you
alright?
want to
It's a
drink?"
stupid fucking meme.
And I was like, "No, I don't drink." They're like, "Okay." And that's when I realized it's not normal behavior.
There's 4 more videos below this one?
We were in a hotel once, and
Jesus.
he wanted me to perform acts onto him, and he wanted to perform acts onto me, but I didn't want to. And so I say we, but he was yelling at me, and I was sitting on the floor crying, and he told me to grow up, and this is what adults do, and
So lucky.
there's something wrong with
Not
me
her,
for not
me,
wanting
sorry.
to do this. It was in the dead of night. We were supposed to get dinner with friends, but instead he left without me. And I walked around London at night because I'd rather die than have to go through that again, and I was too scared to do anything about it. I didn't have cell service. I didn't care what happened to me. I was tired. I was so tired. And the worst hadn't even come yet. Please understand that I'm trying my best. I've only told close friends this. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is what happened to me, and it happened to other people because I didn't speak out. At the same time, in the same hotel where that happened, he would also... I would try to shower, and he would barge in the bathroom and sit on the toilet and open the door because he wanted to watch. And I asked him not to because it made me uncomfortable. And he argued with me that he wanted to see, and I said, "Please leave." And so I tried to wrap myself in a towel, and he ripped the towel out of my hands. And so I grabbed another towel, and he ripped that out of my hands. So I grabbed another towel and held onto it as hard as I could and wrapped myself in it while the shower was still going. And he sat there just smirking.
Okay.
December 2012,
Is she on like the fucking Twitter trial version app? Why is she only allowed to do 2-minute videos? What the fuck?
I came to LA. We were in the hotel room, and he said that he wanted to do things, and I said no. And he said yes, and I said no. And so he grabbed me by the ankles and pulled me. And I tried crawling away, saying no, please no, just begging him not to. But he wouldn't let go of my ankles, and he kept pulling me across the bed. And he told me to be quiet and just take it. And so I laid there with my hands over my mouth so I wouldn't make a noise because I was crying so hard. And he didn't care, he just did what he wanted. Just me. For years.
Shut the fuck
And he
up,
took
Moon, alright?
that
It's a
from
stupid
me.
fucking meme.
And he made me believe that I deserved it for years. Even though after it happened, I texted my friend, who I'll call Jay. And I texted my friend and I asked, this happened.
Shut the fuck up,
Is
Moon,
this
alright?
rape?
It's a stupid fucking meme.
And he
Ah,
said, yes,
champ.
Kate, that is absolutely rape. But I thought he loved me, and I thought there was something wrong with me, and I thought I deserved it, and so I stayed with him. And it just continued. Only this time I didn't resist because I didn't want him to get mad at me. So I just laid there and took it. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough to do this before. I'm not brave enough to now. I don't want anyone else hurt. I don't want anyone else hurt. I thought I would be the only one because I thought he just wanted to soil me because I was abstinent. And I wanted to be pure and I wanted to wait. And so I thought I would be the only one, but I wasn't. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I don't, the thing is too is I don't have receipts. I don't have proof because I thought that was normal. Please understand. I never thought I would be able to do this. I thought I was just gonna die, knowing what happened to me and not.
Okay. Don't do that, guys. Destiny, related to this. What the fuck? Currently, London situation. Lydia sleep on me in Costa Coffee. Origins of the rape train. This is like 8 years old.
I really wanted to get back into the swing because I did videos.
I know you aren't big on people crying around you. What's your go-to for comforting them? I usually give them a hug and then tell me if they need anything. Message me in 30 minutes. My league game is over. 2012 is when the third lady's allegation was found. Nice. Well, I mean, not nice, but... Been sitting here the past 2 days thinking about what I would do in this situation if I would ever be strong enough to be honest, like somebody would have. Would it affect my career? Would it change the way people are scared? A well-known Dota guest invited me to the second Dota Summit as a cosplay guest. We hung out a lot. We went to an after party together in one of the hotel rooms with a bunch of Beyond Summit staff, pro players. He was sleeping here and invited me to stay over, so I didn't have to leave because I was drunk. We slept in the same bed. We didn't have sex, but he asked if he could tell everybody that we did. I'm sorry. He wanted to look cooler to the community by lying about what we did, and I said yes. I let him. I felt so ashamed that I didn't follow through with fucking him. He was this well-known caster, knew a lot of people in the industry, and wanted a part of me. It got me a worthless nobody invited me. I felt like I owed him something, and I'm so ashamed to say I didn't just stay away. I wish I was stronger. Invited me. Okay. So
Shut the
far,
fuck up, movement, all right? It's a stupid fucking meme.
technically, not anything necessarily fucked up yet, right? Bro, can I tell people that we fucked? If you ask them and the person's like, yeah, sure. Like, not really anything wrong. Now, the way he phrased the situation, maybe, possibly, but like, so far, we're not really there yet. But okay. He invited me out to Christmas at the BTS house. I knew what he was going to try, and I went anyways because I wanted to be part of that group so badly. I wanted to matter more than I respected myself. Got my period the first day there and said we couldn't do anything. We could still hang out. He pressured me to do it anyways. I spent the week there having sex with him every day while I was not feeling it, feeling indebted to him like I owed him, even though it felt wrong. After I got on the plane back home, he sent me a photo of bloody bed sheets. I was so ashamed and embarrassed for everything I had done. Not to turn this woman, value discomfort on my own. Want to be a part of a group so bad. I let myself do things that brought me discomfort and shame. I thought he would use the picture if I ever said anything, so I never did. And interesting.
December of 2014, been to BTS for about a year. Summit 2. Summit 1, we did a viewing party. The viewing party went really well. So Summit 2, we signed G2A as the title sponsor, and we talked to them about how intense our efforts for, like the local camaraderie. We're going to do a Sunday awesome viewing party. We showed them all the pictures, like the line wrapping around the building. So they wanted to double down on that. They wanted to make it a weekend fest. They originally wanted to bring in booth babes into the Summit 2 fan viewing party, like girls in bikinis giving out GTA or G2A branded swag, because they thought that would really resonate and get people excited. As the guy said, who was in charge, I mentioned this in the book, the G2A guy was very sexist. And he said, well, it's all dudes, and dudes remember girls, so girls in bikinis, that makes the party memorable. And we were not into that idea of having just like random for-hire models at a party with Dota fans. So when we were trying to figure out how to appease the sponsor, but also still check the box of making the party memorable, I came up with the idea of inviting cosplayers, because they're, some of the costumes are a little bit sexualized, but they're actual community members, and we were able to convince G2A that this would be the PR move, right? This would not be construed as negative. We're supporting the community creators or cosplayers, and that was how we got cosplayers at the Summit 2. And that's the reason why cosplayers were only at the Summit 2 and none of the other ones, because it was a specific thing around this G2A.
Shut the fuck up.
So that's the baseline
right?
of why we should have the Summit 2 to begin with. We invited 4 cosplayers, and it was Flash, Renessa, Ashney, and Wicked, I think was the 4th one. So the event was fine, and as one does when you're single, you're talking to people, you're engaging, and when you hit it off with someone that you're a little bit attracted to, you have that thought of, is there something here or is there not? So I remember specifically one of the hospitality folks we hired, one of my friends, a girl, I asked her to approach Ashley with just a general fishing expedition of like, hey, are you single? Are you looking to mingle? If you are, Sayori's whatever, interested to chat a little more and see how things go. So sent her on the mission, got the affirmative back. Oh yeah, she's interested. She's single and she thinks you're cute or whatever. So okay, cool. And this was the after party of the event. So we were hanging out. Party's winding down. We were boozing. Although I don't understand the line if he was sleeping there and invited me to stay over so I didn't have to leave because I was drunk. I'm pretty sure we were all staying in the same hotel. Like all the crew, all the staff, all the players. We didn't have multiple hotels. So there wasn't some like, hey, you don't want to drive home drunk. It was just like, yo, do you want to crash? Do we want to change sleeping arrangements following the after party now that we've created this dialogue that there's some mutual interest here? She's right. We did sleep in the same bed. We did not have sex. I was just I was just so exhausted and too drunk and just zooted. It was like 3 a.m. or whatever by the time the party ended. We'd been doing the entire Summit 2. That event was dumb stressful. So then we got to this point where it was like, hey, listen, you're really cool. It's that awkward moment where you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings by saying like, hey, can we just go to sleep? I'm not really interested in sex. Like that's what was going through my mind. I don't want to insult you. It's not about you. I'm just so tired. I'm actually about to pass out. So we didn't. And the next morning, I wouldn't say everybody, but this was the first girl I interfaced with since I joined BTS. Like I was there for about a year, hadn't gone on any dates. All we did was work. But there was a general interest in dating. It just never really happened. I wasn't using Tinder or anything like that. So it was exciting. Like, oh shit, Andrew's he's finally met somebody. That's cool. It's nice to see people connect with other people. And there was definitely some social pressure where others in the house were very eager about like, did you do it? Did you do it? And I definitely I knew that because they were all pestering me. And I was like honest with her about it. Of like, hey man, the dynamic here is really shitty. As a guy, I feel like all these other guys are expecting me to come back with this crazy sex story so I can prove I'm a guy. But that's like not cool and kind of lame. And here we are, like we didn't even do it. So like I don't know. It was my attempt to trying to be honest about like social pressure is weird, man. And I don't want to be that guy that's just lying and bragging behind your back. So I sort of floated that idea of like, I'm into you, you seem to be into me. I would be down to visit you again or hang out or like, this event's over, but that doesn't mean we couldn't hang out or do something in the future. Were we planning on having sex? Okay, yes. Did we? No. Does this white lie hurt anybody if it gives me some social points? And she just kind of laughed and said, I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want. So okay. So I kind of did. I jokingly told the boys at BTS that we did it, kind of based on her permission. So her whole he wanted to.
So there's nothing wrong with this so far. However, remember that thing I said about sex? Everything is about sex except for sex is about power. This is such a bizarre fucking world to me where like, man, maybe if I lie and I tell people that I had sex, like maybe they'll like think better of me. Like, what the fuck? Why do you care? What the fuck? Why? It's so weird, but okay.
To look cooler to the community by lying about what he did, and I said yes. I wouldn't say it's the community. It's not like I got on Twitter and started bragging about it. It was more of like, hey, the fucking 5 dudes that I live with are going to be real meatheads about this. I'm not a meathead, but I also have to deal with this. I don't know. In retrospect, it was a lame thing to bring up, but it was my attempt at just being honest. You know, that's kind of all I can say about it. But looking cooler to the community, I don't think it has nothing to do with the community. It was trying to look cooler in front of my roommates. That is an asterisk I would give there. I don't understand this. This is a quote from her. I felt so ashamed, and I didn't follow through with fucking him. He was this well-known caster, knew a lot of people in the industry I wanted to be a part of, and got me a worthless nobody invited to a private event with powerful people. Oh my god, dude, that makes me so sad to read. Why would you call yourself a worthless nobody? I mean, it reads that like this. I had no self-worth, and Zyori was plugged in, so I felt obligated to reciprocate his genuine interest in me as a person. And like that really hurts my heart because I had no interest in like taking advantage of or like I don't know, using somebody or anything. It was just hey, we got this opportunity to hire people as cosplayers and pay them for their work. You were on my short list of cosplayers I met before that I knew did good work. And throughout the event, I thought we were jiving a little bit and had some vibes. You're into Dota, I'm into Dota. You know, I'm sorry if that was mistaken. If you were only ever interested in me to further your place in the industry, then fuck, dog. I feel like I was used, man. That's really shitty. That's not why I was interested in her in the first place. I was interested in her because I thought she was an interesting person who I found physically attractive, and there's nothing more to it than that. They're separate. I got her invited to the event because I needed cosplayers for the event. It wasn't some long con of, oh my god, maybe I can hold this over her head or something. There's absolutely nothing like that whatsoever. So that just is just, that hurts, man. Because I felt like I owed him something, and I'm so ashamed to say I didn't stay away. I wish I was strong. I wish I was stronger. It's that, same thing. It's like, you don't owe me anything. We don't owe each other anything beyond just, hey, is there mutual attraction here? And that's cool. So after that event, right, we had this weird parting of, we spent the night together. There was mutual conversation of, I'm interested in you. We made out a lot. There was some fooling around, so to speak. And then she left the airport the next day. And I remember, I drove her to the airport, and I remember dropping her off, and I gave her a hug and a kiss, and said kind of like, hey, this was really fun. I'm sorry.
Wait, whoa, why?
But, I'd love to see you again. Hopefully we cross paths at another event. Where you live isn't that far from where I live, so hey man, it'd be cool if we could do something like this again and it not be secondary to an event, right? So Summit 2, this happened in December of whatever year that was, 2014, so like early December, first week of December. So Christmas that year was only 3 weeks away, and it was sort of an odd Christmas where BTS, we took turns which staff were off. So that year, LD and Brian both went home for Christmas, and Gods and I both offered to stay and basically work through Christmas. We had a gig with Starladder, and Starladder is, Eastern European, they don't celebrate the same Christmas that we do. So Gods and I were literally casting like the entire week of Christmas. So, even on Christmas Day, I think we had a couple series, which wasn't a big deal. It was kind of fun, but Gods and I were left at the house, and then we kind of had this, well, maybe we should throw like a Christmas party. We got the house to ourselves, we got all these extra beds, and we invited the staffer that I mentioned at the beginning of this little story that had done the fishing expedition to let me know, hey, go figure out if Ashley is single and potentially interested. So we invited her and her boyfriend to come stay at the house. Gods invited one of his friends. Merlini was there in some capacity, and I think Roland might have been there. I can't remember. And I invited Ashley. And it wasn't like some trap or some like we threw this party so you would come. It was Gods and I genuinely had a, hey dude, you want to like throw a Christmas party? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? And then who was the first person I thought of to come hang out at the party? She was my number one. And I thought, how cool is this? If you don't, it's a long shot. Maybe you got plans with your family, whatever. But if you don't, we're doing this cool Christmas thing. You come hang out. It's gonna be like a week-long party, and cool, man, no pressure. But again, it's just following the trail of breadcrumbs. I thought we left the Summit 2 on a relatively good spot, a mutual feeling of interest. So it was just a genuine attempt to try to connect with another human. So she says, he invited me to the BTS Christmas house. I knew he was going to try, and I went anyways because I wanted to be a part of the group so badly. I wanted to matter more than I respected myself. Again, that makes me really sad because it's like, this wasn't some crazy cool, it was just a fucking party, man. We're all people. There was no networking to be had. It was just me and God's boozing and yelling about Dota.
That's kind of dumb what he
I knew he was going to try. That's such a nasty way to spin it. It felt mutual, dude. I wish, this is like one of those moments where I wish I had recorded all of these conversations. I wish I had video footage of the last conversation we had when she left the Summit 2. So I don't remember exactly what we said, but I remember how I felt. I remember feeling sad that I connected with somebody who was leaving right away. I rember feeling genuinely attracted to this person. She was a Twitch streamer. We were in the same kind of bubble, same kind of universe, with somebody who could empathize with my travel schedule and like the kind of work that I did and that kind of stuff. And I'm not reading chat, by the way, guys, so I don't know what you're saying. I can't read and process something at the same time. So apologies. But the way she writes it, like I knew he was going to try something. I was like, well, yeah, I was under the impression that like we were sexually attracted to one another, and that's what people that are attracted to each other want to do. Have a nice time and canoodle, and she paints it like it was this. I told him I didn't want to have sex, and he just kept trying. Not even like she didn't say no. My genuine analysis was, I think this girl's attracted to me. I think this girl is genuinely interested in me as I am her. So yeah, that's a natural course of progression. And she was on, I got my period the first day, so we couldn't do anything. We could hang out. He pressured me into doing it anyways. I spent the week there having sex with him every day when I was not feeling it, but feeling indebted to him, like I owed it to him, even though it felt wrong. Ugh, that's such a nasty, terrible sentence. And part of me, like reading that now, I feel bad. But in the moment, I wish she would have just communicated any of that. She told me that she had her period, and I remember saying like, that's not. I've interacted with girls who've been self-conscious about that in the past, and it's biology. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. That's not some pressure thing. Like, we have to. It's just it's more me trying not to make you self-conscious, man. He pressured me to do it anyways. That is, I take issue with that, dude. I didn't pressure you into anything beyond just I was attracted to her and I thought she was attracted to me. But saying it like that makes it sound like I baited her to come to this Christmas party, as if I told her, oh no, we're just friends, and then she showed up and I was this ultra-aggressive freak. And that's just not true, dude. That is just not what happened. And if we had a real conversation, if when I invited her to the Christmas party, she had said, hey man, listen, I would love to come and hang out, but I only want to come as friends. I'm sorry, but I don't feel that way about you. I know that's kind of weird, but if we could just hang out, I would still be down to go because that sounds like fun. I would have totally respected that. We never had that conversation. I cannot remember a single moment when she looked me in the eye and said, nah, I'm not into you. Sorry, like this was cool. Like first day I try it and no, it doesn't work. There was we hit it off. We got along well. We partied. We played Dota. And then when she left, I thought it was on relatively okay terms. And then as things do, they peter out. Long distance is hard, whatever. We didn't commit to some kind of relationship, but I didn't walk away from it feeling like, hey, here's this person who really didn't want to be here, who came here anyway. Like, that sucks. It's just, it really is painful reading this in retrospective. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to have sex with him. I wasn't feeling it, but I did it anyway because I felt indebted, like I owed him something. Yikes, man. that makes me feel shitty, but I just wish we could have had a real honest conversation about it, and that would have totally changed the course of the next few days. I don't know, man. This whole, like, I value his comfort over my own. There's a certain point where I'm not a fucking mind reader, man. Communication's a two-way street. I feel like, at least from my memory, I was pretty honest and straightforward about I am sexually attracted to you. Would you like to come hang out during Christmas? There was a clear implication there. I wasn't trying to bait anyone. I think it was pretty straightforward that I was just genuinely attracted to her. And her final line is, I knew being honest about it would hurt so many people. I wish I had been stronger that first night. I mean, me too. Why did you tell my friend that you were single and interested in me if you weren't? That's what started this whole chain reaction of events. That's why, like, I am really self-conscious about this. Right? I have very much struggled to meet people that I'm attracted to in the gaming industry because it is so male-skewed, and I know that every single girl involved in gaming has a line of guys that are like, I'm interested. Like, do you like me? I get it. They're constantly bombarded, and I have been in situations with women at events where I meet them through, it's like someone I sort of know through the industry, and I meet them in person, and we hit it off a little bit, but I'm too afraid to show any kind of affection. And there was one time specifically where I met a girl and hit it off, and she asked me after 2 days, why haven't you tried to kiss me yet? And I had this feeling of, oh my gosh, like, I would have liked to, but I was afraid that you would think that I'm a creep or that I was coming on too strong. And I think about this stuff. There's a reason that I waited until the after party to even float the idea of, hey man, you seem cool. Are you interested in me too, or am I kind of misreading this right now? I didn't hit on her at the first day of the event because the event comes first. But once the after party kicks in, it's like, all right, the event's over. We're kind of just people now. I'm not, if my probe came back and said, she's not interested, sorry, that would have been the end of it right there. I wouldn't have thought twice about it. I wouldn't have pursued her. I would have just
Oh my god, I thought that was going to roll and fucking one-shot me.
Good luck to you. See you next time. The only reason I pursued things at all was because I got an affirmation that she was interested. The only reason we shared a bed together that night was because I asked her point blank, hey, how interested are we here? Should I rearrange rooms and make it so I don't have a roommate so we can get our own room tonight? And she said yes. It wasn't some scam. It wasn't some secret like trick of, hey, we're going to go here, and oh, look, we're in this room alone together. No, I fucking asked her. And then I, asked Dakota to swap roommates with somebody. I had to play Magical Room Key, and, or Musical Room Key, rather. And it was agreed upon. You looked me in the eye and said, yeah, sure, I'd like to do that. That sounds fun. Okay, cool. You looked me in the eye and told me it was okay to lie to my friends about. Maybe I shouldn't have asked to put you in that situation, but I can't. If you're just going to lie to my face about what your intentions are and what you want to do, I don't know how you can, like, blame me for inviting you to a private event with powerful people. What, Gods and Rob from BTS? I mean, they're just dudes. We just wanted to hang out and have a good time. That's it. I don't know, man. That's brutal. So hopefully that raw take on it wasn't the wrong way to go about this. I don't know. I have a really weird mixture of feelings right now. I think this is the first time someone's ever accused me at all, not even just publicly, just in general, of like a Me Too-esque. Like, I felt taken advantage of by your sexual advances. So that feels really shitty. But at the same time, I'm like running my head through it over and over, and I'm hard-pressed to identify. It's like knowing what I know now, I definitely made some mistakes, but rolling through that memory of all the information I had in the moment, I don't want to say I stand by what I did, but it's like you don't know what you don't know. If you're going to lie to me about, hey, are you interested? Yes. How am I supposed to know it's a fucking lie? What am I, a mind reader? This is a weird mixture of I feel guilty and shitty about this, but at the same time, I feel like I need to not over-apologize and also stand on my own 2 feet of, like, there's no wrongdoing to admit here. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I'm sorry that you didn't have enough confidence to just honestly say I'm not interested in you. I don't know.
Who was doing so much?
Like, I wish I knew rape could be so subtle. Oh, what a terrible thing to write here. That is so inappropriate. That is really, really over the line. And it hurts my soul that someone would rather do this than, like, try to ever talk to me. But she has never once reached out to me to talk about any of this shit at all in any context. Like, as far as I was concerned, we had fun at Christmas.
Okay, are you ready for the nuclear? Are you ready for the fucking like laying waste? The Nagasaki level take. I've actually thought about this a lot. But I haven't reached any conclusions. Just thoughts that I have, okay? Power dynamics make sexual relationships confusing or difficult sometimes to pursue in a responsible manner. The thing that sucks about power dynamics is that somebody might want a certain thing that the other person has so badly that it causes them to compromise.
Shut the fuck up, Movement, alright? It's a stupid fucking meme.
It causes them to compromise on some values that they otherwise maybe wouldn't. So, generally in these circumstances, it's usually the guy is in a position in the industry somewhere where he's offering to do, or the implication, I shouldn't have been sure when I talking about this. The implication is that, like, the girl is pressured to do something because of popularity or whatever, and so she's giving up something she doesn't want. What about on the other end, where guys get involved in situations because the girl is able to offer him sex? The guy is so much more desperate for that than the girl is. Would you ever argue that there might be some power that the girl has over the guy? This is one of my early interactions that I had where I considered my actions I thought were irresponsible, but then I look back and I kind of think back and forth. Like, I still think that, like, I probably could have acted better here, but man, So there was a girl that I was talking to. I don't even remember the exact timeline or the exact date. This would have been back in like 2011, 2012, 2013 maybe, where I was talking to a girl and we were chatting, we were trading nudes and shit. And at some point, I think it became pretty clear to me that she was way more like emotionally invested in everything, whether because I was a streamer, because of who I was, than I was. And whenever this would kind of crop up, like I would make it clear to her, be like, hey, listen, like, I'm probably not looking for this kind of relationship right now. Like, I'm not going to date. Like, is that okay? And then she would be like, oh, yeah, I guess. Whatever. And then she would try to guilt trip me. So she'd be like, oh, I guess all you ever wanted from me was sex, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, well, yeah, kind of. But, like, I'm being upfront about it. And she was like, okay, well, fuck you. This isn't blue tea. You have no idea who this person is. And then what invariably would happen was, like, a week or two later, she would start shooting me nudes again. And in my young Coomer, early 20s, fucking C-boob, okay, touch dick. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm back in it, baby. And we yo-yoed like this probably like 5 or 6 times until eventually at the end, I think I was the one that was like, okay, this is clearly like not healthy, okay? You're obviously like way more into this like emotionally than I am. Like we should probably not talk to each other. But like, it's kind of weird that in that circumstance, like it's, man, this is like the reverse rape. This is this isn't as nuclear as I'm making it sound, I promise, okay? But in some cases, it seems like girls can get guys to do things that the guy wouldn't otherwise do, but because she has that like sex in her back pocket, that she can kind of hold that over the guy to get him to do dumb shit sometimes. I kind of wonder sometimes if there are two sides to that in a way sometimes. I don't know. Because like in this case, the girl obviously wanted access to the guy's fame. She wanted to go to these parties and network. The guy said that it wasn't networking, it was just parties, but everything is networking in this fucking world. But the guy probably wanted her there because he liked her and he wanted sex, right? So in a way, they're both kind of using leverage over each other, right? The girl is the sex to offer the guy is the popularity to offer the girl. So like, it's a little, I think it's a little bit more confusing or a little bit more case by case than like a blanket thing, you know? I don't know. I think the problem is that when sex is coerced, not going out to dinner or whatever, unconsensual dinner isn't rape, but I get what you mean. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there are times where things are clearly wrong. Like, for instance, like, if you have... So, like, this is, like, a super common, okay? S+ strategy to rape somebody, okay? Inviting people to, like, go to a convention with you and share a hotel room where your goal is to pressure that person into sex because of the implication that if they say no, you'll kick them out and they'll have nowhere to stay. That's like a really common scenario that happens at all sorts of like conventions and shit. That's just fucking horrible. There is no two sides to that one. That's just you being a really fucking shitty person. That happens really often. That seems to be one of the most common like rape stories or whatever that people end up saying. I say rape story. I didn't mean to put that in quotes, but like, yeah. That's why transparency is so important, but people try to keep things mysterious because they have an edge that way. One of the things that is sucky too, kind of, is that like, so what that guy was saying about how like, oh, sometimes I don't want to pursue a girl because I know there's like a million guys like barking up her DMs or whatever, so I don't want to do that or whatever, is that he, in a way, he's pursuing like a losing strategy. And it sucks because I empathize with him 1,000,000% there. Because generally, like, if there's a girl that I really like, or there are girls that, like, I would like to talk to more, I try not to push too hard because I know there's, like, a million other guys that are, like, hammering the fuck out of their DMs or whatever. And, like, I don't want to join that crowd of people. But when you do that, invariably, one of the guys that'll get through is going to be one of the guys that's, like, spamming her DMs with, like, fucking low effort, like, attempts to get in her pants. Usually that works. Like, if you try really hard, like, invariably, with some person, you're bound to hit, like, success somewhere. So that guy's probably lost out on girls because of his refusal to play that game, which is ironic and sad all at the same time. Okay, hold on. Hive pack plus shark tooth necklace? Oh, no. It's the thing that... The paradox is girls don't like super aggressive guys, but because they're so passive, men have to be super aggressive to succeed. Yeah, it's really weird. Like generally, pretty much every single girl that I've had a sexual experience with has said that one of the reasons why they're comfortable is because I'm usually not pushy or aggressive or whatever, depending on how many league games I've lost that day. However, in order to actually get to that point to show somebody how not aggressive you are, you usually have to be incredibly persistent or aggressive in DMs to get there. So it's like a very big like catch-22, like mindfucky situation. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, wait. Shark Tooth. Do you think there's any credence to people who say that people like Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris's victims held leverage over them, as some people say, not to absolve them of their actions, but rather that those girls wanted the fame and held sex over them? Or do you think that people who say that are just off? It's possible. And I wonder about that sometimes. Okay, man. Some people said that my take earlier was not nuclear. Here comes, listen, I think that was a small bomb, not nuclear. Here comes another big nuke bomb, okay? I kind of wonder, there was an Overwatch player that I think was he like 22 or 23 that had he either sexted with or had a sexual relationship with the 16-year-old girl. And part of what she was saying in DMs, okay, tell me if these were faked or whatever, because if these were faked or whatever, then I rescind all of this. But weren't there DMs leaked of her and a friend where she said like, oh, well, if he tries to screw me or whatever, I'll just leak these DMs and ruin his career because I'm 16? Wasn't that explicitly said in those DMs? Or were those faked? Does anybody remember what I'm talking about? I remember this. It's true, I remember. Yeah. Like, And the man, dude, this sounds so mean. I don't mean it to sound this way, but like the guy that she was pursuing, who was in his early 20s, was like he looked very much like the virgin video gamer stereotype. Okay, like he looked very much the part. And so like if you've got like a 16-year-old girl in the US, 16 is illegal, right? Pursuing a guy like that, hardcore leveraging sex over this dude, and the guy's like 22, like virgin, never touched in his life. Like, and she's even saying behind the scenes, like, I'm going to fuck this guy's life up if he's coming over. It's like, damn, like, is he old enough to know better? I mean, at 22, you're still a fucking idiot. But yeah, he probably should know better. But man, if there's not two sides to that, I don't know, dude. Oof. Do you think our relationship scene is really fucked in society and that a lot of people don't know what they really want and that inevitably leads to really fucked situations? Not even considering a lack of communication, the veil of mystery to appear attractive. Maybe. I think that sex is like a very cultural thing. Maybe because I'm not trying to jerk myself up too much, but like, he can just not pursue her. You can just not coom. It's not the same as leveraging survival or resources. Yeah, but he didn't really leverage survival or resources over. He was leveraging his fame. You can survive without somebody's fame, especially if you're nobody, right? You can survive without that. Because I'm not like as influenced by like other societal norms, or I'd like to think I'm not at least. I don't really care like what society's views on sex are generally. I like sex because I think it feels good, but that's where my like relationship with sex starts and ends, right? I'm not like concerned with having like a high body count to look cool or having a low body count to be pure or fucking certain people to look whatever. I don't really care about that. I just like it because it feels good. That's it though. But for a lot of people, sex is this way more complicated game of, for guys, it's proving that you're masculine, it's proving that you're an alpha, it's proving that you mean something to society. For women, it's like a thing to be guarded and only given up in special circumstances, and maybe for famous guys, maybe for, like, it's like this really fucking weird, like 27-dimensional game of chess where the people play with sex. It's really fucking strange how much social credit is involved in like the act and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's really fucked. You're not just saying that because you get laid a lot? Like, you don't realize the power you have from talking about it as an authority? I mean, I didn't think I cared that much even when I was in high school. I didn't really get laid that much. I mean, like, I had, like, my girlfriend in high school and we had sex, but, like, it's not like I was, like, fucking, like... I would say, like, by the time I was 20, I probably had sex with, like, 3 people. Maybe 4? Probably, like, 3 people. It's not like I was, like, fucking, like, millions of people or, like, chain fucking, like, all over the world. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm so above everything. Like I've conquered all of pussy kind. Like, unless you count the threesome that I had with Mr. Mooton's mom and Dan's mom. Okay, Fleeksy. It's about a long-distance relationship with a person known as R Law that took place over the course of 6 months. It's going to be all over the place, so I will address the details. Allegations in their entirety. When he put his hands on my neck, it was my second visit to CT, Connecticut, and my third time seeing him. We planned a 2-week stay. He was home for Valentine's Day. We arrived. He's home, and after... He insisted the reason he suffers sexually is because I don't send him enough pictures, and he would never be able to fully keep it up, and if I don't help him train his mind away from porn by sending him images of myself, I'll let him know he needs to see an actual doctor and invest in medicating. So, this sounds like really bad, but like every time I read stories, and even right now know of girls that like have these horrible relationships, the number one thought that I always come to is like, I can't believe that works. Do you know what I mean?
About what?
Like some guys will say like the dumbest, horriblest shit, and I'll be like, "Damn, that worked? That actually worked? Like you told a girl that if she didn't send you nudes, you would hate her, and that it actually got her to send you nudes, like that, or you were gonna kill yourself, and like that got like, jeez."
Doesn't like a lot of people like do that shit?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
Jesus. Long overdue acknowledgement apology. Sorry, I was troubled women. I preyed on them. I safely hit on them. I pressured them into sex. I got too drunk. I did all manner of dumb things. So everything I did, I apologize for the cruel, selfish woman to serve better than selfish like I was. So that's industry offensive. The only thing that scares me is like sometimes people say, okay, listen, I was kind of shitty in the past, guys, blah, 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 blah. Guys, I've said as much. I think I've had issues in the past like that for sure. But then the story breaks and you find out that the guy like did some like absolutely insane shit, and you're like, wait a second, hold on. You weren't just a little creepy. You were a fucking rapist. Yeah, you need to slow down, bud.
Like they actually raped him, or like
some shit that was like basically like super fucked up. There are levels of like rapiness. This is gonna sound so horrible, man. I'm getting so many clips today that are gonna be horrible. There are levels of rapiness that like in today's society I understand, even if it's not good. But then there's some shit is just like, no, dude, like this is just like really fucked. You're a horrible person or whatever. So like for instance, like in today's society, like guys are supposed to be the aggressors still. Like guys are expected to make the first move and shit. And so like I can understand when that goes wrong or comes off bad. I can be empathetic towards that. But like if girls are explicitly like, no, please don't, I don't want to do this anymore. You're like, oh, just do it. Just like, you're pretty shitty. Sorry.
Yeah, it's...
My full story about Satellite Games. Jesus. I need videos. I made a set of wallpapers of the foot. Oh no, yes, I know people that are big fans of. Is this the guy that has the books where it's like the 9 rules of blah blah blah, the 42 laws of blah blah blah, the 67 laws of blah blah blah, the 15 laws? Is he that guy? Is he that author? Or is this somebody different? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, he's a MTG artist. What is MTG? Magic the Gathering? Or some kind of pickup artist? Oh no, Robert Greene is the name I'm thinking of. Okay. What's a non-creepy way of asking someone for nudes? Usually the easiest way is to be like, hey, can I see some pictures of you? Just kidding, LOL. Unless, ... I mean, it super depends on like your relationship with the person and how long you've been talking to him and everything. There's not like it's probably not like an ironclad rule list. It's not that hard as fuck. It makes me wait, what? It's not that hard. It makes me sad how meant virgins are in chat idef. What the fuck, dude? What is wrong with you? It's not that hard. It make me so sad how meant virgins are in chat idef. Destiny, I'd rather a guy just be direct and ask. Well, I mean, like, yeah, but it depends on your relationship, right? Like I said, you can't like message a stranger like, hey, listen, I saw your Instagram. Now I want to see your OnlyFans, but I don't want to pay for it. Cone left two. Wait, Cone left two. Cone left one. I'm leaving OP group. I stand up for equality, fairness, and doing the right thing. I've made my career trying to propagate good vibes in gaming. Wait, what is OP group? Is that, does Syndicate have that or what? Put in my 30 days notice we're leaving OPG. Oh my god. My experience with Omid Darini? Jesus Christ. Fresh response. I'm no longer the CEO of OPG. OPG is a special company screener. Telling women and men who work there pour their hearts into it daily. Give them a chance. Please don't trigger your anger at me. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Sorry. If I'm seeing the same content creators claim they publicly support the victims coming forward, yet they called me crazy and a liar for posting about my ex-boyfriend last month. Fuck you guys for caring so much about internet drama over my trauma. Ooh. Imagine thinking I'm an easy fuck, so you invite me over, and then all I do is smoke about your weed, talk about myself for 3 hours straight, then go home. I don't know if this is unethical or not, but I know that like girls like kind of laugh at this. If you string a guy along to like get free shit from him, I would say that's really unethical, yeah. Say no to rage, Lobo Style 2, Satellizer Games. Elvine Lol, John/Metaphor Gaming. Grumble TV, Witwix. Witwix was the one guy that we almost talked to, right? Stigzilla, Personality Bros, Luminosity 48, Cabby TV. Paper Bat VG, Darkacus, Supa 954. Oh my god. The Rectoning. Holy shit, dude. Do you think we're gonna pick up some viewers? If these guys' viewers stop watching them? Related to Witwix. About my ex-boyfriend. Oh, I'm very sad. The long experience she did, I believe, it completely wouldn't surprise me if this happened when I was dating him. We officially ended everything in August 2016. He cheated on me a couple times I know about, made me feel completely shit, or like complete shit during our relationship. He's abusive and manipulative. He told me I wouldn't be where I was without him. He told me I was riding on his coattails. He's called me a cunt and whore for having guy friends. He was extremely jealous. Regularly after the first 6 months of dating him, he was so jealous and it became overbearing. I got back with him though because I was naive and believed he would be better. Why does every single one of those girls get back in relationships with the same guys? That's what I'm saying, right? You'd be surprised at how many girls that are incredibly hot and cool and funny that are in crazy fucking relationships. Holy shit. It would blow your fucking mind. Those stories I could weave for you. Enough Destiny, the game streamers got Dark Crusade the Bungie to release a statement. Create words inspire. Jesus. Do you think they'll like ban you if you're like a rapist? Is that if it happens out of game? He was banned from all events? Damn. Time I was sexually assaulted by a YouTuber. Since not everyone might have seen someone else's tweet, he was exposed. It was purple rowdery. Everything between us was consensual. You were drinking your own accord and also hooked up with multiple other people during those nights whose names you're not bringing up. I made out with 2 other people. That's not hooking up. Drinking is an excuse trying to rape people. You obviously just involved people. Oh my god. The previous slide about another situation with Etika, which Etika made a video on, in which Nate wants to BLT later apologized for. Uh-oh. Where did the recent wave of accusations come from? I know the wrestling world just had a bunch of accusations as well. The problem is that, like, when you make a rape accusation like this, there's going to be so much of a fucking spotlight on you. It's really, really, really hard to deal with that. If other people are making accusations, then the idea is that you can come out and you're kind of protected by the other people around you too, so you don't feel like you're singling yourself out for attack from everybody, is kind of why these seem to come in spurts. The reality is that like anybody making a rape accusation, no matter how valid, if they're smaller, then the larger person is going to be like, is going to have like significant ability and community size to kind of like harass the person, regardless of who's right or wrong.